are here. New studio, but this is the last episode of the design proposal. I hope you guys have been, watching the last few series, and this one is quite special, right? Because was shot in Manila.
Hi, first, hi Rachel, hi everybody. This final episode for our season 1 is very special to me because it was, like you said, it's been shot in Manila, where it all started. Your humble beginnings.
Okay. I understand that it was 2 locations that you went to, but before we talk about the specific locations, I'm curious, this is where you actually started your profession. You were there, you're practicing for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Tell us what it means to be doing that, and then you're able to practice this here now.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Manila, so I started high school in Notre Dame in Manila, and then I took my Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Design at UST, University of Santo TOMAS, and I practiced there right after I graduated for 15 years until 2006 before I moved in here.
So it must have been a big change because for most people, if they're already successful in their field there, to come here, that's a whole new ball game. What was it like for you to have that big change happen?
First, there was really an apprehension on my part, moving here in Toronto without knowing if my style direction, my design background will be accepted here in North America, specifically Toronto. And I told to myself I would give like a specific timeline for a few years if things will not work out.
Like a trial run or something.
Something like that. If it will not work out, then I have to go back because I already have a career in Manila even before I left. So I don't want to waste that 15 years.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? Let's take a break, and after that, we're gonna visit our first location in Manila. And we are back on the design proposal. So earlier you heard about how Danilo started in Manila, his humble beginnings, but right now we're gonna visit the first project, which is in BF Homes, Parañaque.
That's it, south of Manila?
South of Manila.
Yeah.
So tell us, what was it like? How did you even meet this client in the first place?
Okay, this is like a small trivia about this one. The client, this particular client saw one house that I designed, and then they liked the color scheme of the house from the outside. So, and they're planning their house to be renovated, and then they like the style direction of that house. So what they did, they literally knocked on that door, asked the client.
So like a pure stranger
Yeah,
knocking
pure
on the
stranger,
door.
knocking on your door and asking, and then ask my other client who designed their house.
Oh wow.
So, and then my
Just
other
from the
client,
outside, huh?
yes, from the outside. Then my other client called me first if she's okay to give my information to them.
Right, right. So in particular, this house, you redesigned the entire house from my
Yes.
understanding, and
It's a full.
It's,
It's, a full. How was it?
how many bedrooms?
Maybe five. or
Five
more?
bedroom
Yeah.
house.
So,
Okay.
it's actually a 1980s house.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little bit dated at that time.
Yeah.
So, and then what we did is like we have to redesign. We used the old structure of the house, but updated the finishes.
And what is the sort of the feel or theme that they wanted for this redesigned house?
The client wants to have this feeling of like, even though they're living in the city, it looks like a resort, like an
Okay.
Asian-inspired resort. They want like when
The
they
spa
come home,
feels?
it's very relaxing. So especially living in Manila, which is a very, very
Yeah.
busy city.
It's
So
very, very crowded, too.
Coming home from work, when they want to have that feeling of that they're coming.
Their own space, right?
Yes.
You know, from the hustle and bustle and the traffic and everything else that goes on in there. So this one, they wanted that Asian theme. So what are sort of the elements? What are the features of that Asian-inspired theme that you would say it's a standout in this house?
The first standout in this house is the wood details, like from floor, ceiling moldings. We have wood flooring, wood ceiling molding, a lot of wood ceiling molding, doors.
You know what I noticed too? Actually, wood is, you're right, rarely used in North America because it expands, contracts with the weather. Again, we're talking about the four seasons
Yeah.
here. Whereas in Manila, it's very constant. You know, at
so-
most, it will never go negative degrees, right? The other
The
thing
moisture
about,
content in the wood, it can
Yeah.
be constant. It can be regulated on the wood, like the kiln drying of the wood.
and I did notice the door. It's quite intricate.
Yeah.
So can you talk about that door? Because it's a wooden door too, right?
It's hand carved.
Okay, so talk about that one.
So all
I like
those
that.
doors, what we did with the old doors, we pre-selected all the doors, and then we hired a professional carver to do those details on the doors, and then we have to double stain it, like all not machine staining. It's all by
Hand carved?
and even for the staining, it's hand,
Oh, wow.
like it's manually done,
Yeah.
not machine.
Yeah.
And you will notice in this house before on the ceiling, this used to be just a pure drop ceiling. So, but we want to create, because it's a little bit low ceiling. So what we did, because the drop ceiling has a lot of space above it. So what I did is I opened it, so raised the ceiling at least double the height, and then I added a mezzanine. in the
Oh,
house.
nice,
Like,
right.
So it's overlooking the living room.
And it sort of creates that, it maximizes the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that open up
I added
space,
a
right?
more, instead of like a dead space inside your ceiling,
Yeah.
it became more of like another TV area, can be a gym area as well, so something like that.
So for people who want to have their homes mostly made of wood, for example, what are some of the precautionary measures as an interior designer that you have to consider? Because would it be a fire hazard? What were the things that you have to consider with that? This is not just about the look, right?
Yeah. The first thing that you have to consider is like the wood are properly like cured, dried. Like the moisture content is like it's really good for application already, or else it will warp or it will crack. And like you said, it expands, it contracts. So
You know, so walk me through. Let's talk about the living room, and then let's the kitchen, the tiles. Let's go up to the
Yeah.
bedroom.
So like the color scheme, because there's a lot of wood in here, a lot of wood details, so the house will look a bit heavy, right? So what we did is, because we want to have that resort feel, we use bright colors. We even use bright colored cement tiles. It's called machuca in the Philippines. it's handmade cement tiles. It's actually like a Spanish style.
Yeah, it does have that even almost like Moroccan look
Yeah,
to it too.
but it's really handmade. So it's a stand pressed. You put it in an oven bake.
Kiln?
Yeah, kiln. So again, doing that in here will be a fortune.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing designing back in Manila. It's you have that access to that labor materials.
Right, right.
So you can be more how would I say it? More creative. You're not limited because it's not only what's in the market. You can create
How many tiles did you use?
a lot.
Machuca tiles.
A lot. But it's, how is it? I even have to lay out it on the floor. I have to do it manual layout, and then we ordered it, special order. Because we even have to handpick the color of the tiles to match the house.
For something that's custom made, like those hand painted tiles, what are some of the things that you have to do to maintain it? Because it might be, is it high maintenance?
No, it's not really high maintenance. It's oven baked, like kiln, right? So the color is like up to the.
It's
like,
absorbed in
yes, and however you have to wax it.
to seal it.
It's not really a seal.
like a
it's more
coating,
of wax.
right?
So it's like you like buff it, like
Yeah.
a polisher or something like that. So that's what to keep the sheen on the tassel, and it aged gracefully.
Yes,
through the
it
years.
changes the color too over time. Okay, so what else? What about the kitchen or the bathrooms?
The kitchen in here, it's very, like I said, very 80s at that time. So I totally remove everything and put a new, very modern white kitchen with, again, quartz top. In the Philippines, it's called cultured stone, but it's actually the handmade one, so it's still quartz.
Wow,
So-
everything's so intricate.
Yeah, this one is like the kitchen is when it's totally as if it's a totally different house because it's more of on the white browns
Yeah.
color, unlike the rest of the house there, it's very multicolored.
You know, you mentioned here too, we have custom details. We have the iron lights and the table.
like that lighting again
Yeah.
in the Philippines, because you can have almost anything custom made. So I want the coffee table wrought iron, handmade, and I want the lighting to match the table. So I had the custom lighting. I had the lighting custom made by a specific manufacturer.
Do people care? I mean, here, clients I find care about energy efficiency. LED lights are big. What about back home? They get more sun there though, so they may not care as much. But are they also very aware?
It's becoming a global thing using LED. Now, in this house, we're using all LED bulbs. So even
Okay.
on my cove lighting, they're all LED
Okay.
bulbs, so we're using it that now. But again, it's 220 in the Philippines. It's 110, 120 here in North America.
So overall, how long did this project take?
More than a year.
More than a year.
Yeah, because what happened in here, because I do this house, and then we just, when I was still in Manila, I have to meet them at least few times a week.
Yeah.
So actually, I have done this house few years back. So it's nice to see the house is still very preserved.
So the way it was done in a phased approach.
Yeah.
You're not a one shot kind of thing, right? And what were their reaction when they were seeing the changes, that their vision is coming to life?
I'm thankful that the client trusts me so much that they don't make any decisions without,
Consulting you?
yes, on
Yes.
everything.
Because they know you're in Canada. They're like, oh, let's do something.
Literally on everything. Even
Okay.
before they hang anything on the wall, they ask me first.
Oh, I see. You are the alpha and omega of interior design. You know what, guys? Hope you like that because we're visiting another location. But stay tuned after the break. guys, we are back on the design proposal, and earlier you saw the Parañaque home and BF home, but this time we are visiting the Ayala Heights in Quezon City.
It's more of a little bit north, towards north of Metro Manila.
North naman
But,
tayo.
yeah,
Kanina
north and
south
south,
tayo
north and south.
earlier,
So,
okay.
north and south. So now we're heading towards north. It's not actually north, but it's still towards north when you're referring to geography.
Geography undesirable,
Metro
so
Manila.
completely don't know anything. But this one, is it a full redesign of the entire home?
It's an old house that they bought, and what we did is we gutted everything. We just left the basic bone shell of the
Wow,
house,
okay.
and then we reconfigure, we refinish everything. Top to
What do
bottom,
they want
up to
done?
roofing.
What's the look? Because earlier they wanted that Asian spa feel resort. This one, what do they want? What kind of
This
look?
has more of a Spanish Filipino look, inspired,
Oh, like
like a
Spanish,
classic transition.
like a Spanish villa type thing.
Something like that.
Okay, all right.
So you will still see the machuca tiles in here, the multicolor, but there will be a lot more texture, different types of stones. Like there's a stone cladding. It's a cultured stone. It's man-made, which actually the client owns this company in the Philippines.
What is that?
It's piedra. It's called piedra. It's a stone. It's a man-made stone. I used to be the color consultant for that company as well.
Okay.
And we use it for the walls, and then we use real bricks for interior finishes for the walls, not just wallpaper. We use bricks.
Yeah.
We used
so,
machuca tiles on the floor as well.
so all of these bricks, stones,
Stone cladding,
tiles,
piedra
they are
tiles.
very they add texture
Yeah.
for sure.
It's a
and
very textured interior.
what kind of, and it has that sort of like Spanish look to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then again, the wood details. You will see a lot of wood details in here. A lot of antique wood
Yeah.
that has been reused, refinished, and applied in this house. So some pieces are, for example, there's even a column here that came from an old church.
Oh,
And then we used it as an
how
accent
did you
pillar.
even manage to get that from an old church?
We've been sourcing across the Philippines.
And then
of
what, you
different
just went up
material.
to one parish
Yeah.
and be like, Father, I want that beam?
No,
How
it's
does
not,
it
no,
work?
it's not. It's already in an antique store. Antique
Ah,
and then
okay.
we saw it, and then
So you're saying that when people want specific a touch detail that no one else has in their home, they can go to an antique store and find random stuff like that.
yes, it's something like that. Aside from having custom made a lot of things exclusively for them, that's the beauty of designing in the Philippines. You can be really very creative.
But I'm curious, with this particular family, do they have like a Spanish lineage, or do they want to preserve, because our previous projects, some of them, they have a lot of art already, a lot of their own stuff they want to integrate into their space. What was it like with this one?
This one is they collect art pieces locally. Sculptures and paintings. They
Right.
really collect those.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and that's actually one of the highlights of the house. We will see a lot of artworks by original artists, Filipino artists, famous artists, and sculptures. So, it's hard to put when you go in this house, it looks like you're in a museum. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why even for example, the wrought iron details that I did here, I have to really draw it on a plywood, do a full-size drawing of the wrought iron for the railings. Those, you just don't buy it. Like in here in North America, you buy it.
It's already pre-made kind of thing.
No, that one I really have to draw it on a.
Right.
I have to do a full-size drawing of that, and I did that for the railing. You will notice that it's even the same with the main door.
And those
I have to
are
match
like handmade.
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 It's not even machine
Right.
like bending.
So do you find that then the craftsmen that make all these things, the carved wooden stuff or the wrought irons, it's still a burgeoning industry in the Philippines?
Yeah, you have a lot of artisans. You can like they're artists on their own rights.
Right.
So even no matter how good designer you are, if you don't have these right people to do it for you.
I know I'm not gonna ask you this because I know you have a lot of projects, and I'm not gonna ask you which one's your favorite. But what is the most something that you've learned this past year when you went back home to Philippines to wrap up those projects? Anything stood out for you? Anything a learning curve? Anything new? Because maybe after a while you've been doing this for so long now. Oh, okay, it's the same. I got it. I got this. Is there something different that's a learning for you?
No, like designing is still a continuing learning experience. Every time there's a new project, there's a new knowledge I will acquire, and then like in every region I learn something. So I have learned a lot being here in North America designing, and then I try my best to apply what I learned here. I apply it back to in Manila. Vice versa, whatever I learned from there, I try to apply it here. So I use that as a tool to always that as an upgrade for my knowledge and my experience.
And for me too, what I learned is that, you know, the value of an interior design, because some often, like even if I'm a creative person, I have a vision, I think, you know, working through a interior designer like Danilo, you know that the people that he's gonna hire and work with, whether they're construction workers or artisans and stuff, you know that they're gonna get it done, because every design has a functionality. You just because you want this, say your washroom there, it doesn't mean it should be there, right? There's so many things behind the scenes to consider. But you know what? We've gone through how many projects so far? With the 6th series, there's quite a bit of projects that we visited, learned quite a bit, and I want you guys to take a quick look of the highlights from our past projects. guys got to see the highlights of our past projects. This is our last one. Oh my God, we're wrapping up. I can't believe we did it.
Yeah.
6-part series of the design proposal, guys.
And I'm really, really thankful for you.
Oh,
and
thanks.
for the whole production who helped us to do this 6-part series.
There's gonna be more, but first we want to thank a lot of people. Let me start. I want to thank Terry. Terry, where is she? She's right behind over there right now, actually. Of course. Rose, Amy.
Yeah.
We have Mello in the Philippines.
In the Philippines, and Reden, who's
And
not here
Reden.
right now. And then Rose is one of our sponsors. So,
Of course.
And then also Body Bliss, Family Dentistry by Jacqueline Geroche, and what else? Marky.
Of course, Marky Hugh Productions.
Annex Kitchen and Bath, who always supplies my kitchen cabinetries. And of course, my contractors who have been helping me here in North America.
And Manila.
No, not in Manila for this one. So,
Okay.
I have reliable renovation and improved contracting. They've been helping me deliver or help me make all the designs come to reality.
And of course, I would like to thank the production team. We have our shooters, McCoy de Maulao. We have Arvin Pass. Of course, Goody Cambe. Our editors. We have Anthony Guerra and Adam Bovaletis.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
To all of you guys. Help us.
Yeah, to make this, of course, to FTV.
Yeah, FTV.
Filbert Wong and Anjo.
Anjo, thank
Yes.
you so much.
So, in case we didn't thank you, if you don't remember everybody, just in case. But, what's next for us? I'm curious. What's going to happen?
We'll just have a short break.
We're going to have a short break, okay.
And then watch for the season 2.
Oh, there's gonna be season 2. Stay tuned, guys, because there's gonna be season 2. More projects coming your way from Danilo here, and you're watching the design
Rachel
proposal.
Of course,
I'll be there.
Yeah.
And I'm your host, Rachel Cruz.
And I'm Danilo. Thank you for watching the design proposal.